Can tinnitus be cured? Many wonder how they can stop the constant ringing in their ears or if there is a cure for tinnitus. Unfortunately, there is still no scientifically proven cure or treatment for tinnitus. But here you can read more about living with tinnitus. Beeping, whistling, roaring, tinnitus, ringing in the ears, can take many forms. The discomfort in the ears varies from one class of tinnitus to another, as does the impact it has on people's lives. Some become accustomed to the endless noise in their ears with relative ease, while others despair. Is there a cure for tinnitus? In the internet, television and radio advertisements, as well as in newspapers and magazines, you can easily find many who offer a method to cure, or at least reduce, tinnitus. For example, with medication, pills and injections, herbal treatments, different types of therapy and hypnosis. But there are also other cures. The list of cures is long and growing. Luckily, many can live with their tinnitus as it occasionally appears and or is relatively silent, but for some tinnitus is so annoying, severe and intense that it has largely negative effects on their daily lives. It is natural for these people to seek a cure that can make the tinnitus disappear, or at least reduce it. Unfortunately, there is still no scientifically proven cure or treatment for tinnitus. Therapy can help. Some of those who experience tinnitus may find help through different forms of therapy with different types of coping strategies. Psychology plays a major role in tinnitus, and some of those with tinnitus may benefit from these options, which can help you learn how to cope with this disorder. It may also be a good idea to contact the National Tinnitus Organization or the Organization of People with Hearing Loss, and in this way meet other people who are also facing tinnitus. Often the experiences of others who are going through the same thing can be very useful. Tinnitus and hearing loss. Medical research in recent years has shown that those who have tinnitus also have some form of hearing loss. For some, this hearing loss may be so small, or affect such a narrow frequency band, that it does not result in hearing loss independent of the tinnitus they experience. But for others, the hearing loss may be greater and affect more frequencies. If the hearing loss is so great that it can be treated with hearing aids, then hearing aids can help reduce tinnitus. Scientific, medical and audiological studies have shown that treatment of hearing loss with hearing aids, and with these increased audiological signals, can reduce tinnitus, or at least the tinnitus experienced. Therefore, if you experience tinnitus, it may be a good idea to have a hearing test to see if tinnitus is accompanied by a hearing loss that could be treated with modern hearing aids. But it is also worth noting that not everyone who experiences tinnitus may have a hearing loss that requires treatment. Coping with tinnitus. How do I live with tinnitus? The answer to this question is individual. Each person with tinnitus must find his or her own way of dealing with tinnitus. In general, it is recommended to avoid stress and rest. It may also be an indication to avoid noisy situations. Relaxation exercises help some. Many people find that their tinnitus is increased by drinking coffee or alcohol, or smoking. For some, therapies and coping strategies can soothe tinnitus. Sound therapy can also help. For others, alternative therapies such as acupuncture, chiropractic, and hypnosis can soothe the effects of tinnitus. But it is important to emphasize that the effects of these alternative therapies have not been scientifically documented. Will there ever be a cure for tinnitus? Predicting the future is not an easy thing. Therefore, the answer to this question is perhaps. Scientific knowledge about tinnitus has improved greatly in recent years. So maybe one day someone will find a treatment that can reduce or cure, remove, tinnitus altogether. What can I do to prevent tinnitus or keep it from getting worse? One of the most common causes of tinnitus is noise-induced hearing loss. This hearing loss is the result of damage to the sensory hair cells in the inner ear. Anything you do to limit your exposure to loud noises, whether it's walking away from the sources of the noise, turning down the volume, or wearing earplugs or earmuffs, will help prevent tinnitus or keep it from getting worse. What are researchers doing to better understand tinnitus? There are many places along the way that an auditory signal goes from the inner ear to the brain, where something can go wrong and cause tinnitus. If scientists can understand what initiates tinnitus in the brain and what causes it to persist, they will be able to observe those parts of the system and attempt a therapeutic intervention to stop the tinnitus.